We have about 20 years to prevent the apocalypse. This is not an exaggeration or a joke, it's reality. I don't know how many people that I'll reach with this, but I have to do my part to spread awareness. It's no secret that we've been killing the earth since the Industrial Revolution. The rich profit from war, hatred, and the destruction of the planet around us. Scientists have estimated that in the coming decades, 153 million people will die from air pollution alone, and it is irreversible. That is more deaths than both world wars combined. However, if we don't do anything to change it now, that number will increase dramatically. Coastal cities like Miami and Bangladesh will be underwater within 80 years. Not might, will. Roughly a third of the human population lives along the coastline, but in the next 80 years, that third will be forcibly displaced. By that time, the population will have increased by 50%, yet our ability to produce crops will be cut in half, thanks to changing climate zones and weather patterns. There will be billions of displaced humans with nowhere to go and nothing to eat. When you Google, how much longer will Earth support human life, you'll find dozens of articles that tell you that the sun won't burn out for billions of years still, so we don't have anything to worry about. But those articles are not addressing what we're doing to the planet ourselves. 85% of carbon emissions in all of human history have been produced since 1940. In basically just one lifetime, human greed has ruined the Earth, and it's almost too late to do anything about it. Scientists are now banking on the invention of carbon capturing technologies which are much more efficient than plants that will be able to filter out what we've done to the atmosphere and help bring the Earth back to a livable state. But if we can't produce that technology fast enough, all the experts agree that the Earth will become a nightmarish hell by the end of the century. The average winters will be much hotter than our record highest summers. The excess of carbon polluting the air will literally make humans 21% less intelligent than they are today. The air will make us dumber, and it will also reduce our life expectancy. The continued destruction of habitable and farmable land is projected to increase global wars and conflicts by 50% and double municipal crime rates around the world. It's also estimated that once this happens, the global economy will collapse. The entire Earth will be in a state of anarchy, but instead of fighting each other for gold or oil or energy, we'll be fighting for the basic human necessity of having land capable of sustaining human life. And if nothing changes, in 1 to 200 years, there will be very little, if any, habitable land left on Earth. To make any amount of difference, we need to completely eliminate the emission of greenhouse gases by the year 2050. Completely eliminate them. What do we see being done about it now? Thankfully, a number of corporations and individuals are doing their best to fight climate change and deforestation around the world. But sadly, it seems that the vast majority of humanity is either ignorant or calloused to the consequences that our own greed will have upon us within our lifetime. At the rate that we're going, it seems that the best case scenario will still result in billions of deaths, and we only have a few decades to prevent total human extinction. If our efforts fail, then the only options left will be trying to colonize other worlds like Mars, or uploading our consciousness into machines which will be capable of surviving the brutal conditions of the world that we're leaving behind. I've linked the article that I got this information from in the description below. This article is over 5 years old, and I had never even heard of it. But I think every human on planet Earth needs to know this information. If we are going to survive, we need to start making changes now. Pray to whatever gods you believe in for help, but be a part of the change yourself, too. We got ourselves into this mess, and regardless of what faith you may be, gods tend to only help those who are willing to at least try to help themselves, too. Looking to religion or waiting for a divine savior to save us from what we've done to ourselves is foolish, not to mention selfish. If there is anything greater out there that does want to help us, the least we can do is show it that we're prepared to do whatever we can to try to fix our mistakes. If this is your first time hearing these statistics, I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news, but this is a reality check that, whether we like it or not, we will be forced to acknowledge at some point sooner or later. Much better that we acknowledge it now while there's still something we can do about it. In the description below, I've linked several more articles that give more details as well as provide actions that we can take to help prevent climate change. Please don't be complicit and don't be a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution. Thank you for listening.